Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, the place where we dive deep into the world of motorcycles and bring you detailed, real-world impressions. Today, we're spending time with a machine that has long carried a loyal following in India and beyond, a cruiser that's both approachable and iconic. This is the 2025 Bajaj Avenger 220, and if you've ever dreamed of owning a laid-back, highway-friendly cruiser without stretching your budget, this bike is probably on your radar. In this video, we'll break down everything about it in detail: how it looks, how it feels, how it rides, and whether it truly deserves a place in your garage this year. So, let's get rolling. As the camera moves closer to the motorcycle, the first thing that draws attention is the way the Avenger carries its cruiser DNA. The front section still has that classic stance that sets it apart from the sea of commuters. You're greeted with a rounded headlamp that is now enhanced with LED positioning lights, giving it a slightly more modern character while staying true to its old-school charm. The chrome touches on the housing reflect light beautifully, and the front suspension has those familiar telescopic forks shrouded in gaiters, which not only protect but also add a touch of muscular design. The wide handlebars stretch out comfortably, promising the relaxed riding posture, and the mirrors are still chrome finished, extending a hint of shine that cruiser enthusiasts admire. Sliding your view to the side, the silhouette of the Avenger 220 becomes unmistakable. It's slow-slung, with a long wheelbase that immediately communicates stability. The teardrop-shaped fuel tank with that bold Avenger branding sits proudly, its capacity of a little over 13 liters offering a good balance between range and practicality. The seat design deserves special mention. Bajaj continues to provide a wide, cushioned seat with excellent lumbar support for the rider, and a slightly raised, equally padded perch for the pillion. The side panels are simple, not over-designed, ensuring the focus remains on the flowing cruiser lines. Chrome streaks along the exhaust system accentuate the relaxed vibe, and the alloy wheels with their blacked-out finish add a dash of modernity, contrasting nicely against the glossy body color. At the rear, the bike maintains its cruiser credentials with a broad, comfortable seat ending in a simple but stylish tail section. The tail lamp is compact, positioned neatly under the small rear fender, and flanked by indicators that are minimal but effective. What you notice is that Bajaj hasn't tried to make the Avenger flashy at the back. It's clean, uncluttered, and purposeful. The rear tire is chunky enough to give the bike road presence, while still being practical for city maneuvering and highway cruising. The grab rail for the pillion is functional and sturdy, blending into the design rather than sticking out awkwardly. Moving to the heart of the machine, the Avenger 220 continues with its tried-and-tested engine configuration. Powering the bike is a 220cc, single-cylinder, oil-cooled, fuel-injected engine that churns out around 19 PS of power and 17.5 Nm of torque. The refinement levels have been steadily improved over the years, and for 2025, Bajaj has worked on smoother fueling and better vibration management. The 5-speed gearbox pairs well with the motor, providing a linear delivery of power that suits the cruiser's relaxed character. You won't find sudden surges or aggressive peaks here. What you get is a calm, predictable spread of power that lets you settle into a rhythm, whether you're gliding through city streets or stretching out on an open highway. The riding experience on the Avenger 220 has always been about comfort and control, and that remains unchanged. The low seat height makes it extremely accessible, even for shorter riders, while the forward-set foot pegs and wide handlebars put you in a laid-back, cruiser-typical stance. The suspension setup, a telescopic fork up front and twin shock absorbers at the rear, leans more towards comfort and sportiness. It absorbs potholes and bumps without much fuss, keeping the rider and pillion cushioned during long journeys. The braking system includes a disc at the front and a drum at the rear, supported by single-channel ABS, ensuring that safety is not compromised. The bike's handling is predictable and stable, especially on straight stretches, and while sharp corners aren't its natural playground, it holds its line well enough for riders who understand what a cruiser is meant for. When it comes to performance, the Avenger 220 isn't about racing others off the linea. It's about steady, Comfortable progress. The bike cruises easily at speeds of 80 to 100 km per hour, which is its sweet spot on highways. Push it harder and it can climb closer to 120 km per hour, but vibrations become noticeable past the 100 mark, reminding you that this machine is happier at relaxed paces. Fuel efficiency hovers in the range of 35 to 40 km per liter, depending on how you ride and the conditions you're in, making it a fairly economical cruiser. In urban environments, the bike remains manageable thanks to its relatively lightweight and low seat height, which makes stop-and-go traffic less of a hassle than on heavier cruisers. In terms of pricing, the 2025 Bajaj Avenger 220 remains one of the most affordable entry-level cruisers on the market. Depending on your location, the ex-showroom price hovers around the 1.5 lakh rupees mark, give or take, which is a very competitive figure considering what the bike offers. You're getting a true blue cruiser stance, a proven engine, comfortable ergonomics, and Bajaj's extensive service network, all at a price point that undercuts many alternatives. It makes the Avenger 220 a highly appealing choice for riders who want to experience cruiser motorcycling without spending a fortune. The Avenger has built a reputation over the years for being dependable, easy to live with, and stylish enough to draw attention without screaming for it. It's not a bike that tries to be something it's not. It doesn't pretend to be a sports machine or a hardcore tourer. Instead, it knows its role as an accessible, comfortable cruiser and plays it very well. Riders who choose the Avenger often form an emotional bond with it, because it manages to blend daily practicality with weekend highway escapes. As the review winds down, the camera shows the Avenger riding smoothly down a stretch of scenic highway, the rider sitting upright, arms stretched comfortably, cruising effortlessly. The voiceover closes with an inviting tone. So, that's the 2025 Bajaj Avenger 220M motorcycle that continues to offer timeless cruiser style, relaxed ergonomics, reliable performance, and an accessible price point. If you're someone who wants to enjoy the essence of cruiser riding without breaking the bank, this bike deserves serious consideration. It may not be the most powerful or the most feature-packed motorcycle out there, but in its own space, it delivers what really matters: comfort, character, and charm. Thanks for tuning into Global Bike Buzz. If you enjoyed this detailed review,